Welcome to the Fool's Journey Explained. In this series, we're walking through the Major Arcana in 4 chapters so you can recognize them faster and read with more confidence. If you haven't watched the previous videos yet, I'll pop a link right here so you can do that. In the last video, the Fool learned about responsibility and consequences. In this chapter, the Fool encounters surrender and breakthrough. Just a bit of foreshadowing, because we've got 3 of the most feared cards in the tarot. They're also misunderstood. But let's begin where the Fool meets the Hanged Man. This is where the journey slows down on purpose. The Fool doesn't rush ahead as much as they might want to. They're kind of forced to pause. And how long the pause is depends on what lessons they're going to gather from it, what they're going to learn, and what they're going to do differently. Maybe the Fool wants to keep moving, but they've hit a full stop. So let's get a closer look at the Hanged Man. As you can see, he's hanging upside down, but he isn't struggling. His face looks calm, and your first clue is that it looks like this pause is on purpose. Notice how his leg is bent and crossed. It's a pose that looks intentional and kind of casual. And you see that glow around his head. This is a moment of enlightenment, of perspective. When life slows you down, you start noticing what you missed when you were rushing around. Even if the pause wasn't their choice, this card is still pointing to the same lesson. Stop pushing. Reflect. Let your view of the situation change. So in everyday life, this can show up when plans stall. If you're waiting on an answer and you feel stuck and you keep being frustrated, well, that's Hanged Man energy. The message is simple. Stop forcing the next step. Let your perspective change. There's something to be discovered or learned from this pause. In a major life situation, this can show up as recovery time, a delay that can't be controlled, or a decision that won't move until you see the situation differently. And as a person, this can show up as someone who is seen as patient or observant. They don't panic when things slow down. They trust the flow. They step back and notice what others might be missing because they're rushing around. Or it might be someone who needs to be patient. The Hanged Man changes how the Fool perceives their experience so far. They have a different perspective now, and they can't unsee it. And that's why the Death card is next, because old patterns and habits need to end so new growth and new experiences can begin. So let's take a look at the Death card. As I mentioned, the Death card is a turning point, and it's endings that change what come next for the Fool. So on the card, you can see Death as a skeleton riding a horse, and there's a king lying dead on the ground, which symbolizes the old way of doing things is over. The old rules are done. You see the adults react with fear and shock, but the child is leaning in with curiosity because he hasn't been conditioned to fear death yet. And in the background, you see the sun rising, which matters in this card because it's showing you that life continues. The cycle keeps moving. In everyday life, this can show up when you really need to let go of something. It's not usually physical death. It can be grieving the loss of a situation, a relationship, a role, or a version of yourself. It can feel like it's time to move on, but it kind of forces you out of your comfort zone and forces you to admit that something has changed. In a major life situation, it can look like a breakup, a career change, or a move. Something dramatic that doesn't feel like it wants to happen easily. As a person, this can show up as someone who acts like the catalyst for change. They tell the truth. They cut through all of the denial and help other people move forward, even when it's uncomfortable. The Death card also represents Scorpio. So if this comes up in a reading, it can often be identified as Scorpio energy. Once someone realizes that they can't go back to the way things were and that things have to change, this is where temperance comes in and where the Fool can start to rebalance. Traditionally, temperance is about moderation and self-control. It's also about accommodating and finding the middle ground so you can find harmony in your life. It's about alchemy and change. So on the card, you see the angel is pouring water between two cups, which shows balance through small adjustments over time. They have one foot on the land and one foot in the water. And there's a clear path in the background leading toward the light, which is a reminder that progress can be steady and sustainable. There's a light at the end of the tunnel with this change. So in everyday life, this can show up when you're trying to find balance again. You're turning what you've been through into something you can actually work with. You're pacing yourself. You're making better choices. You're rebuilding a routine that feels realistic. In a major life situation, temperance can show up when you need good energy management to get your life back on stable ground, especially if you're rebuilding after something major happened. As a person, temperance can show up as someone who helps steady the situation. They're patient, they're practical, they're good at compromise, and it can also represent someone who is Sagittarius or has a strong Sag energy. And once the Fool starts to find balance again, the next challenge can be obvious. Even when we're trying to do better, we can still get pulled back into our old beliefs and old patterns. And that's where the Fool meets up with the Devil. The Devil is about attachment. It can show up in the stuff that hooks us. These are our addictions, the things that control us or keep us stuck, even when we know it isn't good for us. On the card, you can see two people loosely chained, which suggests that they have more choice, but they don't really seem to be aware of it yet. The Devil's torch is turned upside down and it's close to the man's tail, which can point to consequences. When we continue to feed a pattern, it can really start to burn us. The Devil's also sitting up on a pedestal, which is a great symbol for what happens when a habit or attachment gets elevated. It becomes the thing we serve and everything else has to work around it. And notice how the couple mirrors the couple that are in the Lover's card. There's a similar setup. Obviously, it feels totally different. They've lost that sense of freedom and choice, which reminds us that when we let desire run the show, it can really turn into attachment. In everyday life, this can show up as addictions that look normal on the surface, like overworking, scrolling, people-pleasing, spending too much money, staying in situations we've outgrown, using distraction to avoid what we're feeling or what we're supposed to be focused on. In a major life situation, this can show up as a toxic relationship, a long-running toxic pattern, more serious addictions or debt. Overall, it can feel like being trapped in a cycle that's hard to break. As a person, the Devil can show up as someone who's persuasive, magnetic, yet controlling. This is someone who might be have those narcissistic tendencies. It can show up as someone who is struggling with compulsion or dependent on things that they have no control over. It can also represent someone who has the zodiac sign of Capricorn. After the Devil, the Fool has to face a difficult truth, because once they've seen what's been dragging them down, things can't stay the same. And that's where the Tower shows up in their journey. The Tower is the moment when something that felt stable gets shaken up because it wasn't as solid as we thought. So it forces a reset. On the card, you can see lightning strike the top of the tower, which represents a sudden realization that everything's changing. And the crown on top flies off, showing that control gets knocked down. It's similar to seeing the king dead on the ground on the death card, because it's showing you that the old way is over. Here the Fool is being shown the same theme again. We can't keep living by the old rules and pretending they still work. Notice the people falling. One looks like they're going willingly. The other looks like they're resisting change. Change happens, but we don't always respond to it the same way. There's flames and sparks, just showing you that there can be chaos, but it's exposing things that need to be cleared out. And we're not going to be able to put things back the way they once were. Things have to totally change. So in everyday life, this can show up when things really need to be shaken up. A plan that collapses, situations that suddenly change, or we see the truth and it's impossible to go back to the way we were doing things before. In a major life situation, this can look like something that's unexpected, a breakup, a job loss, major move, something that we weren't prepared for. It's disruptive, yet it also reveals the weakness that was underlying, and we wouldn't have seen it unless things crumbled. As a person, the Tower can show up as someone who brings in the truth that nobody wanted to hear. They shake things up. Things might feel intense around them, or they maybe they're people who bring the drama, or maybe there's someone who pushed for change for something that was going to happen anyways. They're like the catalyst. So this phase taught the Fool to pause and let go, to release what needs to end, to know that we need to rebalance and face the things that the old patterns are showing, and then deal with that wake-up call that forces real change. So this leaves us on a bit of a cliffhanger. So stay tuned for the final video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and ask any questions you might have in the comments. I'm here to support you on your tarot adventures, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.